All over the world, Christian churches are being bombed, primarily by one group. The Islamic camp is bombing churches. But we don't see female presidents or prime ministers holding up crosses in solidarity with the Christians. We don't see the Muslim community holding up crosses and say, we stand with the bombed Christians and we support you. They will never do that. Why? Because Islam does not like Christianity. Every Muslim knows and believes that one day Jesus will come and destroy the cross and get rid of the pigs and remove jizya. Even I know that as a Christian, and every Muslim knows that this is what they teach. I'm telling you today that not every Muslim is a terrorist. Not every person that espouses Islam is a terrorist. But the religion does not approve, and this is a fact, Islam does not approve of modern day Christianity. You don't have to be a scholar to know that. You can ask any average Muslim whether what I said is true. Now they would tell you we need to embrace Jesus. We believe in Jesus. But they do not believe Jesus died on the cross for their sins. They don't believe he's the Son of God. So it's a different Jesus. It's not the Jesus we believe. Now listen to me. I'm here to tell you today, all around the world, Christian churches are being bombed. Look what happened in New Zealand when an atheist, crazy white man shot some Muslim people in a mosque. First and foremost, that was wrong. Nobody should go into a holy place or any place and kill anybody in the name of anything, because that's called murder. That's a violation of the 10 Commandments. It's contrary to the Word of God. Every person that's committed a crime should be brought before the court of law and to be judged accordingly. We don't just walk around with guns and shoot people. So my sympathy as a Christian goes towards all of those families who got shot in that mosque. I don't approve and don't agree with Islam, but I do think murder is wrong. And it made headlines. 40 people got killed, and it made international headlines. We've seen female prime ministers wearing hijabs in solidarity with Islam. Very short after, 300 Christians in Sri Lanka were bombed. And I don't see any major Muslim source or mosque or scholar standing up and saying, we sympathize with you. It was on Easter weekend. I've been watching the news. I've been looking it up in Google, and the question is why? This is a question you have to ask yourself. It's a question I have to ask myself. It's very common around the world to see churches bombed. 99% of it by Muslims. All around the world. In Sri Lanka, Christians bombed. In Pakistan, churches are burned almost weekly by Muslims. All around the world, if you're a Christian preaching like me in a Muslim Sharia-led country, I would be imprisoned, killed. My house would probably be stormed. There'd be an uproar. Why? Why is this happening? Because according to the Quran, according to Hadith, the propagation of Islam, the jihad of Islam will continue until everyone confesses the name of the Islamic God and that Prophet Muhammad is their prophet. This is the teaching of Islam. And so while we have two groups, one free information about Islam and free information about Jesus, my question to you is this: who is the one that represents peace? Is it Jesus? Is Jesus truly the King of Peace, the Prince of Peace, the one who offers peace, or is it Islam? And if Islam is the religion of peace, then why are they not standing in solidarity with all the Christians that were bombed? Why aren't they speaking against all the churches that are being burned by Muslims? Because deep down inside, there's some subtle support. Because it's the spreading of Islam. I'm here to tell you something. Whether you like me or not, we're living in the last days. And Jesus foretold of these days. We're in the last days. That people will think that killing Christians is doing God a favor. The only group that I know that thinks it's okay to kill Christians and it's doing God a favor are the Muslims. Buddhists don't have that kind of philosophy. Jews don't have that kind of philosophy. Hindus and Sikhs don't have that philosophy. But the philosophy of Islam teaches this, spreads this. It's within their very own book. It even says very clearly in Surah chapter 9, and I believe Surah chapter 2, that fighting is prescribed unto the Muslim. This is written within the Quran. Now, I'm not here to preach about anything else except Jesus Christ, but I need to warn you and tell you that as a nation, you're going to be judged by the hand of the Lord. Because we have forgotten about God. We forgot about His Word. We've opened the doors to lies and philosophies and teachings that are contrary to the things of God.